Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Okay, cool. So we will get started. So Emma, go ahead and record. And then we are recording. Perfect. So let me share my screen. Okay, so we have some announcements before I bring on Larissa. Text your coaches, post in the team page that we're starting. But I do want to get these announcements out because there is something, obviously, a lot's going on in March with Beachbody and with our teams as well. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I don't need this out. Don't mind all my tabs. But yes, so our team call tonight is our guest speaker, Larissa. I absolutely love her. I guest spoke on her team, and I actually shared with her team the Road to Success Club, and they loved it. So I don't know if you guys are liking it or not. We're in week 1 of Road to Success Club, so yeah. But anyway, so first announcements, because that was very important. There is the new in Beachbody On Demand. The other one, like if you had an iPhone, you had to download the Beachbody nutrition app. You don't have to do that anymore. It's all integrated into the Beachbody On Demand app. It's amazing. One app only. So please make sure if you have that, like in your welcome email packet for your customers, that you take that out. That iPhone users, everyone's the same. Okay. For March, my best friend BFF promotion, which is just so cool. So this is offered to new coaches between January 1st and March 31st. So if you are a new coach since January, and any new coaches that get signed up in this month, they will get a $40 off, I think, promo code in their email. So we don't get them as leaders. They will get them in their email. But it's $40 off any challenge pack or completion pack. Okay, like you guys, this is huge. This is huge for new coaches. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they got their coach codes as well, I'm assuming. So, new coaches get three $10 off codes, but this is a $40 code. So, I don't know if you guys want to read more about it. It is FAQ 7397, and this is all in your back office. So go into your back office, log in, and then under Coach Breaking News, you could see this, and you can actually click the FAQ and read through it. Okay. Second chance for Team Cup. So this isn't actually like a Team Cup group. Like, yes, you could be a part of a group. But if you participated in the February Team Cup and missed the tier 1 or tier 2 prize, you have a second chance to earn these rewards. So for February Team Cup, if you achieve Success Club in March, you'll earn the tier 1. For every member on your team that achieves Success Club in March, you'll receive tier 2. So I'm probably gonna earn this jacket. I think we already did. Ashley, Fat Al and I already earned the jacket. I already have one of these, so I'm gonna gift both of them to one of my coaches or girls who want them. But because I already have one, I bought it. But anyway, this is your second chance. Okay. Then Success Club retention points. It's so funny because for some reason I always think that this is like a thing every single month, and then I'm like, why didn't I get my retention point? And I realize that it's not every month. But I love retention point months because if you so basically anyone that signed up with a challenge pack in the previous month, if they reorder Shakeology, I think it's Shakeology or I think is it Performance Pack 2? Performance Pack. If they reorder, you will get a retention point of 1 Success Club point. So this is the month that it's going to be really weird because your Success Club points you might hit SE5 actually. So like you might help 2 people and earn 1 point and actually hit SE5. And then, maybe help someone else, but your points are going to be looking a little different this month because of this retention points. I think it's for March. In April, the volume will generate. Okay. So it starts this month, and in April, it will start to reflect. Okay. So again, FAQ 7376, but you guys, the retention points are amazing. I've personally been just like working so closely with all of my new challengers. And before, I want to share this really quickly, but I had a girl who I reached out to, and she had texted me, a new challenger, and she was like, you know, she said she canceled her monthly nutrition plus. I don't tell my girls they need it. I think it's just an extra add-on, like whatever, they don't need it, they have everything else. But she was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to reorder Energize because I have really bad anxiety. I relate to anxiety. Like I have really bad anxiety, and Energize does not do that for me. And we had like a 30 to 45-minute conversation back and forth about, okay, what happened? Like, and I told her, are you drinking Energize? And then are you drinking coffee right after? Boom, she was. So of course that's the problem. Like if you're going to drink Energize, work out, and then drink coffee right away, you're going to have, your anxiety is going to be triggered. I personally have experienced that. So it's very important that you check in with those challengers, because you don't want them to hate a product when it could be simply fixed. Okay. So if you're not checking in with your challengers, please do that. All right. Announcing our new preferred customer club. I'm so excited for this, you guys. You have no idea. This is literally going to change the game in our business. So basically, when we say, do you want to be a preferred customer? They won't have to share their social security number anymore. They will be still in our downline, which is amazing. They'll still get the 25% discount. They do have to pay a preferred customer benefit. I think it's still the same price as the coach discount. I'm pretty sure it is $15.95. Yes, $15.95 a month for it. But I always say, girlfriend, like literally it's an Amazon Prime, Costco membership for your health and fitness. I would hate for you to lose out on that, or like, you know, whatever. That's just me. I got started with a discount, so why not, right? But this is the exact same way in our downline as if you were going to sign up a coach, but they're a preferred member. They're still going to go in your placement, which is amazing. Okay. Success Club 2021 rewards. I know Yuli earned her hat. I'm pretty sure Ashley Fatal is going to earn her hat. I earned my hat. I'm so pumped. I'm going to get this one because I'm not into those colors, but I am so pumped for all of this. So remember, month 1 and month 2, again, FAQ 2190. So if you want to take a look at that, go there. But we are doing our diamonds bet. You guys, I'm so excited for this. I was on the phone with Emma and Emily, or Empie. It's so funny. People are like, who's Emily? And I'm like, oh yeah, Empie. But we were on the phone planning and like figuring out what we could bring to you guys. And I was like getting all giddy because I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited, because not only, yes, it's a diamond bet. The last one that we ran, we didn't do a bet, like a buy-in. And honestly, you have to have skin in the game with these groups, okay? You have to have skin in the game. And Ashley Costanzo, when we ran a diamond bet, during the pandemic at the very beginning, we did a diamond bet and we did a buy-in, and Ashley took part of the pot when she hit diamonds. And it was during the pandemic when she lost her job, and I hope she doesn't mind that I'm sharing this. I don't think that she does. But you know, any little amount helps, okay? Brittany Powers, who was underneath Emma, their pot is like almost $2,000, and I'm like shook. I'm like, can I be in that group? So remember, this is your chance to march into the leader that you want to be. So here are the details. It's a 3-week group, okay? Because I feel like anything more than that is too much. Like, we're going to give you action, not just like training. Like, you guys know what to do to hit emeralds. You know what to do to hit emerald and hit diamonds. But it's 3 weeks. Starting March 7th. I put March 7th because we're going to start with the coffee chat, okay? This is going to be where we just get on, we share our goals, we share like how close we are to diamond, or 1-star, 2-star, whatever your goal is, because this isn't just for diamond. This is diamond and beyond. So if you are a diamond and you want to hit 1-star, or if you're a 1-star and want to hit 2-star, this is your chance to get in this group, because Emma is a 4-star? 3-star diamonds. Emily is a 4-star diamonds, lifetime diamond. I'm pretty sure 3-star. Sorry, I don't know anything, guys. Why am I here? But there is going to be a $15 buy-in. We are putting money into. I am putting in $30 because I want my account to get to 2-star, or 3-star, whatever. And I want Brandon's account to be to diamond too. So it's only fair that we put in the money if we want to learn and grow with you guys as well. You have to be lead the path, right? Like as a leader, if you're going to be telling people what to do, you should be doing it as well, right? So we all start somewhere. So we are going to be putting money in as well. Send the money to my Venmo. I will share that with you guys. I should have put that on there. But if you want to be a part of the diamond group, just text me or text. I'll post something in the team page tomorrow, and we all will tomorrow for the Venmo and whatever. But by Sunday, by the coffee chat. The coffee chat's going to be at 9 a.m. this Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. So by that time, I need the $15 to add you into the group. Okay. And we start Monday. I'm going to be taking the first week. Emma's taking the second week. And Pi is taking the third week. And then that last week is going to be like hype week, qualification week, when to hit diamonds. Okay. This is open for anyone. Now, we had this conversation and we were like, okay, are we going to have our girls hit emeralds before they get in? And honestly, like, this is open for anyone. The pot is just for diamonds, okay? The pot is just for diamonds or beyond, whatever. But if you are a coach, or if you were emerald and you dropped emerald or whatever it is, and you want to be in this group because you know you can get to emerald in 24 hours and you just want to be in the group and you're like, hell yeah, like I'm going to push for this, or I'm just going to pay the $15 to get the training and the accountability of a diamond group, which I would personally do. You are more than welcome to hop in this group. Okay. We did not set like you have to be emerald, you have to do whatever. Like, this is for anyone who wants to pay the $15 buy-in, earn a piece of the pot. And I'm sure we're going to do other little incentives for those that didn't hit, that are just really hustling and are killing it. But we're encouraging you to get your emerald back. So guest speakers will pop in and out of the group as well. Sundays, every single Sunday in March, we are doing a diamond coffee chat, okay? It is 15, 20 minutes just to hop on. How we doing? Where's your diamond roadmap? You know, what questions do you have? What emerald? If you guys need an emerald on your left or an emerald on your right, or you need an active coach, or talk about placement, we are going to be on that call no matter what. And having those conversations, okay, helping you work through whatever you need to work through at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So put this in your calendar now, set reminders, okay? It is not our responsibility to text you to remind you. If you want to be in this group and you want to be a leader, then that is your responsibility. Get disciplined now. We're going to be sharing the diamond roadmap every Friday, dropping your diamond roadmap, tracker postings, live trainings, poll check-ins, daily accountability. And like I said, you have to have skin in the game. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's it. Emily or Emma, did you want to add anything to that?
I was just going to add super fast. If you guys are brand new and you're like, maybe you don't even fully understand what diamond is yet, or 1-star, 2-star, all the things, that's okay. Like, if you have goals for this business, like, I still encourage you to jump into this group. I was telling Gabby and Emma the other day, like, yo, I swear to God, like 2 days into my group, or into starting as a coach, I literally applied to be in this 2-star is the new diamond group with Melanie and our upline and some coaches she was partnering with. I had no idea what diamond was or 1-star or anything like that. I didn't even know what emerald was, honestly, but it literally pushed me so much and gave me so many tools and just like foundational learning that propelled me to continue to learn, to continue to grow. And I really don't I can't even imagine not starting with that training. So I encourage you guys to just dive in. If you feel that little like pull in your gut, like, oh, that could be cool, do it, go for it.
I was literally going to say that if you feel like your heart racing and it's pounding, like, that's a good thing. That's something that you need to go for. And I was telling them also, I wish I would have had an upline when I started that was running something like this. I wish I could have been a part of a group, because when you're a part of a group with people with the mindset, like Larissa is going to talk about, with that similar mindset, it's just going to propel you even further. So maybe not just for March, but also April and the rest of the year. And it's not just going to be this 1 month that it's going to propel you. So, I have 3 kids. I'm pregnant with number 4. I understand. I also value my time and what we're doing with our time. And that's the very reason why you should be a part of this, because this is for you. We're not your boss. We're not gonna, like, this isn't for us. Like Gabby said, we're gonna be doing this alongside you. And we also want to have that mindset in our business. And so just kind of helping you with those tools. And we're going to bring on a few other like guest speakers and stuff in there, just to really work together and really make this the best year that we've had, especially after such an unpredictable year last year. So just wanted to share that too. If your heart's racing, you got to do it.
I love that you guys shared that, because honestly, I wanted to be in this group so badly. I was telling Emma, I wanted to be a part of this group so badly. Alexis was running it with like a bunch of different leaders. And I was like, oh my God, you guys, I literally did not have the money to do it. I didn't. And I remember telling Emma, and I remember telling Alexis, and they paid for me to be in the group, and I didn't win. But what I got out of that group was life-changing. Okay. So even if I did pay the money, like, which I'm always grateful for them. And so even if I did pay the money, like, I literally would have been so happy that I was a part of something that was helping me mentally in my business, overall. Okay. So again, this is going to be a diamond bet, diamond training. We want you to hit diamond, because diamond is just a stepping stone. But also as well, it's going to be a training that anyone can be a part of. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking, because I want to give it to Larissa and really go into, the mindset and the tough love around fear, around diamond, around all of the things. So I'm going to stop my share and bring her on, but she is a 6-star diamond in her first CBC. CBC means business center, basically. 1 star in her second CBC, 1 star in her husband's account, 2021 Elite Coach, Success Hub All-Star, 56 months, mom of 2, veteran spouse, and a former hairstylist and bartender. I was a bartender too. So I'm going to bring her on. Go ahead, Larissa, bring it on.
Hey, thank you. Could you give me permission to share my screen? Because I do have some slides after I get started. So thank you guys. I'm excited to be here. And I'm so excited for you guys to have your diamond bet. Actually, the first time I hit diamond was in a diamond bet. I said no because I didn't want to pay the $20 buy-in, and my coach actually paid it for me. And I know, I'm so grateful she did, because I was like, no, because I started as a discount coach, and she did that, which is funny because I've never paid for anyone to get into my diamond bets. I probably should, right? Like, I should pay it forward. But that was the first time I hit diamond, was in a diamond bet group like that. So I'm really excited for you guys. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that and some things that might help you guys in your diamond bet as you kick that off next week. So thank you guys for having me. I am so pumped to talk to you guys about mindset. It is my jam. Like, I love it, which is really freaking ironic, because before coaching, I was so negative. Like, I was the negative Nancy. It's so funny because I was actually reading my daughter, I have a 7-year-old, and I was reading her The Energy Bus for Kids. Like, it's the Energy Bus, but it's a kid's version. And it was all about like positive energy and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I had this as a kid. Because it was like talking about negative Nancy's, and it was talking about like energy vampires. And I was like, ugh, that was me. So I've technically been a coach for 6 years now. My 6-year anniversary just came up a couple weeks ago, which is insane to think about because it does not feel like that long. And I got started completely for the discount in this business. I wanted absolutely nothing to do with any of this. I didn't want anything to do with health and fitness. I made fun of my coach. She was a coworker. I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings at the time. And I made fun of her so much for all of it, for her healthy eating. We would have a girls' night and be like, are you going to bring Skinny Girl margaritas in a salad? Because I'm going to drink pizza and cider. And like, I was so mean. Like, bless her heart and bless coaches who work on their mindset and they don't listen to negative people like that, right? Because I did not want any part of that. And I actually laughed at her when she invited me. I, again, kept making fun of her. And I started looking into Shakeology. So I'm one of these weird unicorns who didn't want to work out. I didn't care about any of that kind of stuff. I just wanted, like, I looked into Shakeology more, and I don't have a big weight loss story with Beachbody or anything. I'm actually underweight. I was really, really unhealthy. I lived on, I'm not energized. Now I live on energized, but I lived on Red Bull. I lived on Red Bull and Wendy's drive-through chicken sandwiches on my way to work, or trail mix, or I just didn't eat at all. And at this point in my life, because again, this was 6 years ago, I had a 1-year-old daughter My husband had just deployed. So for the first time in my life, I was basically like alone, and single. It's basically a single mom because he was gone. And I was really freaking lonely, because I didn't realize this until he left, but I had no friends. Like, and again, I was pretty negative. So it's probably why I had no friends. I made fun of all the good people in my life. And I was just really lonely, and I was just working, and I was exhausted, and I'd come home and, sleep and then be with her and then be negative all day until I had to go to work and do it all again because I was serving and bartending at this time. And I was not taking care of myself at all. I never ate anything really. And I don't know if anybody has kids, but I know Emma, was it Emma? You said you have 3. When they're like 1, they become actual human beings to where they have to eat food. And I didn't know how to make anything besides spaghetti and scrambled eggs. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even know what to feed you. Like, because I don't know how to eat myself. Like, I don't really want to give you Red Bull and Wendy's all the time. And we actually just found out that she couldn't have dairy either. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I realized that because I was so tired and I wasn't taking care of her, I wasn't taking care of myself. It was really making it so I couldn't take care of her. And again, I was kind of on my own, right? So I was like, all right, Larissa, you need to do something for yourself. And I looked into Shakeology. I looked into the ingredients like a psychopath. I'm talking, I Googled ashwagandha. I Googled like camu, like all this kind of stuff because I was also breastfeeding. And that's a huge reason I said no to my coach when she invited me, is because I was like, I'm breastfeeding and I'm underweight. I don't need your weight loss crap, okay? But then I like actually learned it's good for your health. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do that. This is back when we had DVDs and I like a good deal. So I was like, I'm going to do the challenge pack so that I can, get the better deal. And I'm going to sign up for the discount just because I want the discount. She tagged me in a post welcoming me as a coach, untagged that crap so fast. And next day at work, this guy was like, I saw you're doing that Beachbody thing with Shauna. And I was like, that will never be. I literally remember where I was standing. And like, here we are freaking 6 years later. And I'm not one of those coaches who had a really big or a really fast start. Like, again, I like to call it inchworms. And I actually have a lot of inchworms on my team where you just go like slowly but surely, right? Like you just do something and you gain like a little bit of confidence and excitement. And you just like inch a little bit more, and you catch the bug. And we all know the story, right? Of it changes your whole damn life. And you realize that it's everything you didn't know that you needed. And again, I'm like inchworming towards all this stuff. And I was a hobby coach for a while. And I joined that diamond bed I talked about a couple months into my business. And the only reason I'm incentivized very easily. The only reason I actually hit diamond within 8 months of my business, because I would still consider myself a discount coach or a hobby coach at that point. The only reason I did is because my coach told me I was the second closest person and the pot was like $200. And if I did it, I got to split the pot. And that was the only reason that I did it. And I made it happen. And I actually dropped diamond pretty quickly. Because I didn't have a strong why of why I wanted to do it, right? Like I was just kind of going after the goal. And, I've grown a lot and I grew a lot in that time, in that first year and things like that. But it wasn't until my husband came home and he came home from his deployment about 8 months later, we got pregnant like this with our second. And I started to think about, when we had that second baby. And when I had my first daughter, I worked 3 jobs. Like when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I was a hairstylist, I worked at the bar, and I worked in retail. I worked 3 jobs. I quit one because I was like, okay, maybe like 3 jobs is a lot while you're pregnant. So I did 2. I was bartending and working at the hair salon, literally up until I had her. I was 19 at the time. I'm only 27. So I was 19 at the time. I became a coach when I was 21. And then I had her, and I tried saving up so much money, again, working 2 jobs when I was pregnant. And I saved up so much to try to pay off my student loans, or at least get ahead on them, my student loans, my car payment, all that kind of stuff. And after I had her, it lasted me 3 weeks before all that nest egg I built was gone. So I went back to serving tables, still wearing the diaper, bleeding, breastfeeding, all that kind of stuff. And so now I'm thinking about having my second, and I'm like, I don't want to freaking do that. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I had seen the vision that coaching could create, or I had seen what it could do, because my upline actually ended up quitting, but her upline, was a superstar coach. She had just retired her husband. You know, I saw the vision of what this could be. And I was like, why the hell not? So again, I inched for a really long time. I sat at Diamond for 3 years. We had a lot of really hard seasons in our life. Again, my husband was in the military. We moved a lot. We had a second baby. He had surgery and he couldn't walk for 9 months, ended up getting medically retired. Like, I could literally talk to you guys for 17 hours about my story, but I'm not going to do that because I want to get to the topic. But it's been a journey, but I just love sharing that I was not one of those coaches who skyrocketed. I was Diamond for 3 years. I got myself to 1-star literally on the last day of the year that I could possibly go into 1-star calls in 2018. And it was my husband. I built myself there. And then we went into we had 2 and 3-star in early 2019, right after I went to NLC. And then in 2020, I started the year as a 1-star Diamond coach, hosted my very first team retreat with 1,000 fallen diamonds. Not 1,000, it was like 4 of them, but it felt like 1,000. I went on a hope and a prayer. My retreat in January of last year cost me more than I made in January. Don't get scared, okay? I just was going on a hope and a prayer. Like I said, I was in a real rough spot. But then we went from, I was a paid 1-star, we hit 4, 5, and 6-star last spring, and then we hit elite for the first time and landed in the top 200 in 2020, which is really, really awesome. But a huge piece of that, you guys, is mindset. I would not be here. My team would not be here. None of this would be a thing without mindset being a huge, huge piece of that. And that's why I want to talk to you guys about that. Also, having that retreat on a hope and a prayer worked because I think I did my income progression from January last year to January of this year. And I think it was like 382% increase or something like that. So take the freaking chances, do the things that excite you, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so, all right, let's talk about mindset, okay? I'm gonna get up the chat just in case anybody has questions and stuff. And I am all for opening it up for questions at the end if you have them. I'm an open book. Okay, so let's talk about mindset, okay? And I want you guys to get, as we talk about this, I want you to be really, really real with yourself, okay? I want you to be really real with yourself on if you struggle with mindset or if, you know, maybe there's some things to tweak and things like that. Because like I said, I really believe that this is one of the strongest things in this business because like I said, it wasn't fast moving for me. It was not fast moving for me. I was able to quit my job about 2 years into coaching to replace my serving income, which was great and amazing, but growth is always the goal, right? And the thing with this business and the thing with entrepreneurship in general, whatever your goals are, is it's a roller coaster. There's ups and downs. And if your mindset is not strong, when it gets hard, you're going to give up. Okay. So I want you to literally yourself because there's no shame in that. You cannot have growth without being honest and vulnerable with yourself. Okay. Okay. So here is one thing that we think is holding us back. I'm not going to present because it gets really weird when I do that. What we think is holding us back from growing and succeeding in this business is things like, I don't know how to invite, right? Or I don't have enough training, or I don't know exactly how to do it, or I feel weird doing it. It's outside my comfort zone, or I don't know how to be a coach, right? Or maybe I'm not a good leader. That was a huge thing I used to tell myself. I didn't do sports or anything growing up. So like literally the term leading was like a foreign language to me. Or something just like, this is too hard, right? Like those are the things that we think are holding us back. But what's actually holding us back from growth and succeeding is things like, I'm afraid I'm going to fail, or I'm not confident enough in myself or what I'm offering, or comparing yourselves to others, or comparing your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 234. Right? That happens a lot. It's hard because there's so many coaches. It's not an oversaturated market. There is room for you, I promise. But it's so easy to compare our chapter 1 or where you're getting started to somebody who's been here 6 years, right? Or you don't have a strong enough why or reason for why you're doing this or why you want to grow. Okay, so the thing is we say these things. These are kind of like cop-outs, to be honest, right? But deep down, these are usually the things that are standing in our way of growth or succeeding. Those are the deep down reasons. And until you dissect your real reasons that are holding you back, all the knowledge and all the training in the world won't help you. Okay? Because up here, we always think that it's an external problem. We think if I have more training, if I have more how-tos, if I have a more simple system, if I have a better routine, that'll make it better. But those are external. And a lot of the times what's holding us back is something that's internal. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So here's my biggest hangups, and this happens a lot. I see this a lot in my team too. I see it everywhere. Is like I said, we always think we need to know more. We always think we need the better systems. We always think we need more of the training. We need to plug in more to all the things. And all of those things are great and are such a great resource for you, but it's not going to be what makes people want to join you or stick with you. It's your story. It's your experience as you go. It's your journey. It is your energy. Energy is everything. It is your mindset. It's your confidence. That is what people are trying to do. People care how much you know, I promise. They care how much you care and how much you believe in what you're doing, okay? So I actually probably should have titled this like mindset and belief, because we're going to talk a little bit about that, because they go hand in hand. And I actually asked my upline, her name is Dara, and she's a 15-star. She's been elite like 50 times. That'd be cool. Like 5 times, something like that. But I asked her, because we have a lot of people on our upline team too, who just like stay stuck or stagnant, right? And I'm like, what do you think that is? I'm like, I've known people who got started when I got started. They've been in this business for 6 years and they have not grown or anything or expanded in 5 years. I'm like, what do you think it is? And she said 100% mindset and belief. And I was like, okay, good. Then I'm not alone in thinking of this. So they do really go hand in hand. So yes, people don't care how much you know, they care how much you care and how you make them feel. Exactly. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about this emotional cycle of change. And I am obsessed with this. And actually, Gabby, I think that you mentioned the 12-week year on my call when you were on, and this is from the week. I actually think it's in Atomic Habits too. I haven't read it yet, but one of my coaches was talking about it, and I was like, that's from the 12-week year. But I am obsessed with this. So if you've heard it, stick with me. If not, this is going to change your life, because you're probably somewhere on this scale. Okay. So this is something called the emotional cycle of change. And it's a cycle that we all go through as human beings when we have a new change in our life. So let's look, for example, maybe it's before you signed up as a coach, or maybe it's you diving into this diamond bet that you guys are about to be a part of, right? We all start up here, stage 1 of uninformed optimism. Or think about your challengers, right? They start there when they see your transformation photo and they're like, oh my God, yes, like that looks like something I could do. And they're all freaking excited, right? And they join you. Or right when you get started in coaching, you see the vision, you see what this could be, you see the trips, you see the retreats, you see the recognition, and you're like, yeah, yes, like you have some info. You don't really have all the info, but like you're excited and you're optimistic and you're seeing the vision and you have that energy about it, right? That's where we all start. And there's this line of optimism and pessimism. And then the second stage is informed pessimism. And that's where you learn a little bit more, right? Maybe you signed up as a coach and you start to learn like, oh, you got to work. Okay. Oh, there's a tracker. I have to talk to people. Okay, I see that. I mean, I guess I can't build a team if I don't talk to people. Okay. So you're excited still. You still kind of see it, but you have some more information. So you start to think like, oh, that's like it's kind of hard work. Or your challengers, for example, they go through the same cycle, you guys. This literally works with everything. They're like, oh, I have to like show up and do the workouts and change how I'm eating to see results. It's weird. So that's the second stage, is informed pessimism. And then down here, stage 3, the valley of despair. We all go through it. You can't skip it. We want to skip this line of optimism and pessimism, but we can't. We want to skip it. But down here in stage 3 is called the valley of despair. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. Okay. This is when it gets hard. This is maybe when you start to put in the work. And this is maybe when you're starting to do all the things and maybe it's not paying off yet or things like that. And down here, you'll see this line of time, because that's the only thing that can really change it. You guys, I've been in this business for 6 years. My youngest daughter, I have 2 now. So Avery is 7 and Ellie is 4, right? Yeah. To this day, just last week, I signed up 3 people from my pregnancy group. My kid is 4. It took them 5 years to join me. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, over the last 5 years, I've definitely been in the valley of despair at times. You can't skip it. But time sometimes is the only thing that can really cure that or heal that and help you get past it, right? And not quitting. Because a lot of the times here in the valley of despair, where you feel like nothing is working, you have all the information, you're doing the things and you just feel so blah. And this is where your mindset, if it's not strong, guess what you do? You go right back up to stage 1, or you go find something else, or you go do something else that makes you feel optimistic and uninformed again, right? We go to the next thing that feels fun, right? And that's a trap, because then guess what? Then you just start to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you don't actually grow. You don't actually get anywhere. Or if you keep putting on, you go right up to not right up, you go up to stage 4, right above that optimism line again, and you're right there again with informed optimism. You know how hard it is. You know you're going to fail sometimes. You know you're going to fall and get back up. You know you're going to learn from those lessons, right? And then you go up right to stage 5, success and fulfillment, because you overcame that challenge. Now, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing, is it's not that you just go through this once and then like, voila, you're successful. Now, guess what? You've just leveled up. And if that's one thing I've learned over the last 6 years, it's that it doesn't stop. You keep leveling up. Every new level of your life, every new level of the business is going to require next level you. But what's really awesome is when you get to that stage 5, you're a level higher. And then now you have a next challenge. You have a new challenge. You have a new change that's happening. And you start right back at stage 1. Right? And that's great because that means growth. If you're constantly going through 1 through 3, you're not growing. So this is why mindset is so important too, is because one, it's knowing this. A mindset trick is knowing that this is just a process. This is a cycle, an emotional cycle of change that your brain goes through anytime there's a change. It could be your business, it could be work, it could be family, it could be literally anything. And also even talking to your coaches or your challengers about this emotional cycle of change, because it's human, it's natural. So I want you to think, where are you on this scale right now? Where have you been? Have you pushed through the valley of despair? Are you maybe there right now? And what are you going to decide to do? Are you going to decide to go back to where it feels good and comfortable? Or are you going to keep pushing through the discomfort, deal with the time, keep growing and push through the success to get up to informed optimism where you know that you can freaking do it? So what are some situations where you did rise up to success? Or what are some situations in your life where maybe you repeat steps 1 through 3? Those people I talked about who I've known for 5 years, who don't move and don't grow and don't do anything, 1 through 3, 1 through 3, 1 through 3, right? It's a loop. What is a situation where you maybe stay in the valley and you got to keep pushing through? Because nobody wants to stay in the valley. Don't get me wrong. If you're going to stay in the valley, it's a hell of a lot more fun, maybe exhausting to go 1 through 3, but you got to push through it to get up to 4. And then you don't start until you make it through the valley. Okay. So little thing right there. So why does your mindset and belief matter in what you do so much in this business and in your life? So if you have a strong mindset and you're focusing on this and you're constantly reminding yourself of these things, it makes it so that you don't base your worth or idea of success off of what others think or say. And this also is confident. You can't have confidence without the mindset, but it makes it so that who cares what other people think or say, right? If you have a strong mindset, it means that no matter what people think or say, your success does not matter. Okay, or sorry. Your success is not based off of that, is what I mean. Your success matters. It comes off in your posts, your invites, your groups, etc. People can tell. People can tell if you have a shaky belief. People can tell if you're just posting to post, you're just inviting to invite, right? People can tell if you're faking it. You have to work on that mindset. It's not something that's just gifted to you. It's not something that people just have. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But it comes off in your posts when you have a really strong mindset. And it also makes it a hell of a lot more fun, honestly. If you don't get excited about what you're doing or have a strong belief in what you are offering people, why would they want to be a part of it? Would you? Right? I think her name was Danielle on the National Wake Up Call yesterday, and she talked about your tone, right? So like looking, if you were, I always do this. I do this a lot, actually. Look at everything from an outside perspective. Would you want to join you? Would you want to be a part of what you're doing? Would you be fired up by your energy? If the answer is no, then tackle why you're not exuding that energy. And a lot of the times it'll probably come back to mindset or growth, right? And then it's not that you don't know enough or you can't learn it. So if that's a self-limiting belief you have, get it out of your head. Like I said, if you feel like you just need to know more and learn more by like knowledge to be able to be successful, get that out of your head right now. I like to compare this to soccer, right? So like, is anybody a Harry Potter fan? Anybody? Yeah. Okay. So I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm reading them with my daughter right now. And you know Hermione, she's like always in the library, she's always reading the books, all that kind of stuff, right? I want you to think about like playing soccer. If Hermione, I've never used this reference before, we're gonna use it. If Hermione's in the library the whole time, just like reading literally everything about soccer, right? All the rules, all the like the ins, the outs, the how-tos, like literally every single detail to where she could win soccer trivia no matter what. Or you have somebody who goes out and they're playing soccer and they're learning how to play on the field. You put them in a match, who do you think is gonna be better? the person who freaking played and did the actions and learned through doing instead of learning all the how-tos in the book, because the truth is it's not going to matter. Do those things help? Absolutely. But it's not going to be what gives you your confidence or your success on the field, right? So stop feeling like you need to know all the things before you do the things. And you can always learn it, right? It's that you need to believe in yourself enough to go after it. And also there's always an answer to the question, okay? You are going to be so much better off and become a hell of a lot more confident when somebody asks you a question you don't know the answer to, and go find it instead of filling up your brain with all this like useless knowledge that you'll probably never use. Okay, and then you can send 100 invites a day. You can check all the boxes. You can physically do all the things. But if people aren't seeing or witnessing how this is or has changed your life, to see themselves in your story, those invites are empty, right? We all know you've received probably tons of invites to things, but if you don't feel drawn to what this person is doing by seeing their beliefs, seeing their energy, seeing their mindset, if that's not something that you feel like you want to be a part of, that shit is empty. I hope I can cuss, but that it's empty, right? So you need to check the boxes and everything like that, but you can't just check the boxes. You need to make sure you have that foundation and you have that energy that backs them up, okay? P.S. also, it's okay to suck. Do not let the fear of failure keep you back, because I promise, I love failing now. It's my freaking favorite. And I hated it for 4 years because I really started building my team in 2017. 2017 is where nobody on my team longer than since 2017. Like that's where we started like building our team and my business. And when I first set the goal for elite, all that kind of stuff. But for 4 years, I freaking hated it. I cried at many things. I felt like I sucked. I was like, how am I ever going to be successful? All this stuff. But now I freaking love it because I have a story or situation every time anybody on my team has something go wrong. It's so great. And they love hearing it because it makes them see themselves in my story, right? So whether it's a challenger or, something in your business or a rank thing, it's okay to suck, because that's what's going to make you learn. And that's what's going to make you a better leader and a better coach, because you're going to be able to relate and help people. Nobody wants to be led or helped by somebody that's perfect and doesn't have any struggles, or where it's easy, because how the hell are you going to help them when it's easy for them? Right? If you're expecting it to be easy for you, that means you're expecting it to be easy for everybody else. And we know that's not true. Look at this freaking last year we had. That wasn't easy for anybody. Your struggles and your failures are going to be what's going to make you a better coach and make you that much more able to help people. Okay. It's not something that holds you back. Okay. So yes, Gabby. Oh my God, girl. I could tell you all my pregnancy things, man. We can chat. It's been a ride. Okay. Let's talk about growth mindset. Okay. Abundance. Actually, my shirt says I am abundant. So this is perfect. Let's talk about growth mindset. So abundance versus scarcity mindset. Okay. I love this graphic. I'm obsessed with it. So let's go on to the abundance mindset. Is there will always be more, is the abundance mindset. Scarcity mindset is there will never be enough. And I want you guys to call yourself out to yourself. You don't have to put in the chat or anything, but like be honest where you feel like you might be on this scale. And don't feel bad if you're on the scarcity mindset part, because that was me too. It was just natural. That's how I was kind of raised. But you can always change that. So abundance is, collaborates to stay on top versus competes to stay on top. Embraces change versus fears change. Shares knowledge freely, won't share knowledge. Generous with others, won't offer help. Believes the pie, is getting bigger, believes the pie is shrinking, or thinks big and embraces risk. Is that my dog? Sorry. And thinks small or avoids risk. Sorry, can you guys see that? It's kind of small. I'll just make it bigger. So how a scarcity mindset can really affect you growing in this business is because if you have a scarcity mindset, you see someone else's success as your failure. And that is one of the most dangerous pieces in this business. And I see it all the time. I see it in my team all the time, right? Somebody gets discouraged when somebody else hits a goal. There's a difference between somebody hitting a goal and that firing you up versus somebody hitting a goal and you being pissed, feeling like that should be you. There's a difference there. You know what I mean? And that's a really, really huge mindset tweak that can help a lot. Yes, it fires me up too. Like, it's like, okay. And here's the thing too, is if you see someone else succeeding, you guys, or someone else accomplishing what you want to accomplish, and this is how I've always viewed it, because I went a long time without hitting goals and other people hitting goals. It just means you're surrounding yourself with the right people. You never want to be the best in the room. You never want to be the most successful in the room, right? So if you're surrounding yourself or you're near people or people are on your team who are achieving the things that are on your vision board or that you want to accomplish, that's just a sign that you were in this right circle and that you were on your way and you are that much closer to that success, okay? So if you do have a scarcity mindset, it makes competition over community. It means you don't grow. It is lonely AF at the top, right? If you have a scarcity mindset, it's less fulfilling because it's no fun to do that stuff by yourself. And if you look at that right side column, that sounds like a really lonely person. And we do not have a lonely business. I mean, you can if you choose it to be that way, but we don't. And that has a ceiling. Oh my gosh, I've started talking about this so much because I'm starting to see this with some of my coaches on my team. I have a couple Star Diamond coaches, and I'm starting to see this of if you have a scarcity mindset, that has a ceiling, that has a cap. Because like I said, how do you expect to grow past the ceiling? You might get to diamond, you might get to Star Diamond, you might start to make, $500 to $1,000 a week or a month or whatever it is that your goal is. But it has a ceiling, and you can't grow if you're feeling like the pie is shrinking. You can't grow if you feel like your knowledge is your knowledge, your tools are your tools, and things like that, right? So that has a ceiling. So that's why it's really important to have a growth and abundance mindset over a scarcity mindset. Okay, so let's talk about diamond for a second. Okay, let's talk about diamond and diamond mindset. And I think, was it M who talked about, like, if you're new on here and you don't know exactly what diamond is, that's okay, because this can still relate to you, or you can go back and watch this, when you're diamond and all that stuff. So diamond is a mindset in itself, 100%. Let me tell you that. If you could learn anything from me saying, I found out I was close to earning the cash pot and I made diamond happen as a discount coach, diamond is a mindset. So let's talk about a crappy diamond mindset, okay? A crappy diamond mindset, because you've probably heard a lot about diamond, right? You probably see the recognition, you hear 1-star diamond, 2-star diamond, national wake-up call, diamond recognition. It looks super fancy and great, and it is great. But a crappy diamond mindset is saying it's too hard. That was me in the beginning. My coach showed up with a diamond roadmap. I actually literally have it right here. She showed up at my house with this, and I was like, that's never gonna happen. I was like, that's a lot of freaking people. It's a lot of people. And so I said that was never gonna happen. That was crappy diamond mindset. Thinking it's too hard, putting it on a pedestal, putting it on this big shiny pedestal, or thinking that it is the goal, right? That's a crappy diamond mindset. Or basing success off the title or rank alone. I have a coach on my team who, when she was pushing for diamond, I talked to her and I was like, why do you want to be diamond? And she thought that the second she hit diamond, she'd make all this money and she'd have this super successful business. And do not get me wrong, guys, it is a step to that success, but it does not open the floodgates of income. Okay. It opens up a floodgate to more opportunities, but so do not base your success off the title or rank alone. And thinking that diamond is the goal, that's a crappy diamond mindset. Because again, it's a step. Or feeling like you suck if you miss the goal or drop. Would like to reference my talks about failure, and it's okay to suck from 5 minutes ago. That's a crappy diamond mindset. Or like letting the foot off the gas when you hit the goal and then beating yourself up if you drop or things like that. So a solid diamond mindset is thinking I can do that, right? It's having that abundance mindset with that. I can do that. Also, diamond is 8 to 12 people. That's it, 8 to 12 people. Like I said, I sat a diamond for 3 years. I did not have a single diamond besides myself advance on my team until 2019. Okay, until 2019. I signed up in 2015. Did not have it till 2019. And then once it started happening, I realized how we really overcomplicate diamond. And then I started training on simplifying diamond. Actually, Em, I think I went live in one of your groups one time about simplifying diamond. And it's literally 8 to 12 people. And once I simplified that in my head and I told that to my team, and I was like, you guys, it's 8 to 12 people. That's like half a kindergarten class. 8 to 12 people. That's it. That's all diamond is. It's 12 if you're doing it yourself, or it's 8 if you're helping 2 other people grow on your team. We think about emerald, right? And we talk about emerald like emerald is a decision and emerald is so simple and you can make emerald happen in 24 hours, and you absolutely can. Diamond is just emerald times 4. And then like if we have that mentality of emerald is so simple, if you really believe that, get your 8 people and tell them how emerald is so simple. And have them make themselves emerald, right? Or become an emerald. It's that simple. And the more we overcomplicate that in our heads, the more complicated we make it. And then you don't, advance to diamond for 4 years. So emerald is simple and duplicatable. Diamond is a milestone, just a stepping stone to bigger, better things. I will tell you, if you have income goals, 2-star is your baseline, right? I've started using the term floor and ceiling, right? We always used to, I feel like, and some people still do this, look at diamond as their ceiling. That's when you put it on a pedestal. And I guarantee if you do that, the second you get there, you'll be like, now what? And you'll drop. So start aiming for 2-star as your floor. Okay, 2-star is your floor. So if you have income goals, it 100% starts at 2-star. Okay. And then diamond is a stepping stone to 2-star. Exactly. The way that you're looking at emerald as a stepping stone to diamond, you need to start looking at diamond as a stepping stone to 2-star. Okay. And then getting back up and learning when you fall, right? So like I said, a crappy mindset is feeling like you suck if you drop or you miss the goal, but a solid diamond mindset is getting back up and learning when you fall. And like I said, it's going to make you a better leader. The difficulty level is whatever you decide it is. So if you think it's hard, it's going to be really freaking hard. It's actually like 10 years old now, but Lindsay Matway had a YouTube video back when I was pushing for diamond, and it was posted in my Diamondback group the first time I hit diamond back in 2015. And she literally said the quote, and it was the first time I've ever heard it. And it was, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Right. I think it's like Henry Ford. Is that his name? Yeah. And I watched that and I was just like, all right, then. Okay. I think I can. Okay, Lindsay. And so whatever you decide is what it will be. So I want to do a quick action break with you guys, okay? So we're going to take 2 minutes, and I want you to brain down, whether it's on your phone, piece of paper, in the chat, whatever you want to do. And I want you to think of all the ways that Beachbody, the programs, the groups, coaching, the discount, income, any piece of any of this has helped you personally or benefit your life and given you. What have you gained personally? So I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. And I want you guys to do that. And if you finish it before the 2 minutes, go ahead and drop some of that stuff in the chat. I'm gonna mute so you can't hear my husband speaking. Okay, so there's like 20 seconds left, but I'd love to see in the chat some of the things you guys wrote down. Also, I was looking in the chat and I saw a lot of you guys, like Gabby and Em, say how you see someone's success, right? And then you get fired up about it. Guys, that's why they're leaders on this team, right? Is because that's a mindset in itself. It's not a gift. It's not something you're born with. I mean, maybe, but I can't relate to that. It's something you can grow and decide, and that's mindset in itself. So I love that. So I'd love to see in the chat some of the things you guys have gained from this business, whether it's friendships or communities or things like that, because I want to speak on, oh my God, I thought I was muted for a second. That would have been really awkward. I want to speak on the belief piece of the mindset, because I don't know about you guys, but a big thing I see, especially in my downline or downlines that I speak to a lot, is the lack of my positive mindset comes from a lack of belief, right? There's this stigma about MLMs. There's this stigma about Beachbody, right? And some of my most successful coaches on my team, I talk to them one-on-one and they still have that. They still have that fear of what people are going to think. They have that fear of what people are going to say, all of those kinds of things. So I'm looking in the chat here. Coaching is given a means to understand my story. Every talent, guys are going to make me cry. Okay. brought consistency and routine to my life, which brings me energy and just more fulfillment, building a stronger community that focuses on my health and others. Oh my gosh, you guys, an abundant and open mindset. Yes, communication and teamwork skills, healthy, sustainable, all of these things. Thicker skin, being home with my kids, allow me to support myself through a divorce, consistency. Yes. Okay. So you guys, for anybody, I think Gabby's taking pictures of these, which is great. You should, because these are amazing. You guys, if you ever feel like you struggle with lack of belief, not even lack of belief, because I feel like you can still say, I bleed Beachbody Blue and I am here for this and I believe in this and things like that. But I think that you can still have a fear of what other people are going to think, right? Or you can have a fear of those things. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to look at these comments in the chat, and I want you to know and see the things that people on your team have gained from this. And how are you going to look at those? How are you going to read through these amazing stories and testimonies and things like this and say, I don't believe that other people deserve this, right? That's a mindset in itself. And you need to know that when you hold yourself back and when you have that fear holding you back and you keep that like negative stuff in your head, you're holding people back from these opportunities, or you are making it so that you're not going to be a piece of that, right? You don't get to share in the joy of when they do that, because guess what? They might end up doing it with somebody else. And I've had that happen many times too. And you don't get to be a piece of that joy, right? So read those and say, and have that belief and that mindset of, I want to be sharing this with people. I believe that people deserve these things like thicker skin and abundance and taking care of my kids better, building a stronger community, right? And anytime you're feeling that lack of belief, or anytime you're feeling that lack of mindset, go back and look at these. Go back and ask in your chat, ask in your team page, what is it that you gained from this? And use that as fuel to fire you up and go give that to other people. Invite other people to be a part of that, okay? And keep sharing that unapologetically. Okay, so now what? We've talked about why mindset's so important. Like, we get it, okay? Now what? What helps to have that killer mindset and belief if you feel like you're lacking in that, okay? So number one is taking it back to vital behavior number one. Being proof the products work. It is vital behavior number one for a reason. Take it back to phase one. Change your life and experience what we offer. If anyone's like me, I, again, did not want to be a part of this, but once I actually got going with the business, I am obsessed with the business part of it. Right? And especially maybe you've been doing it for a while, or you've gotten into a groove with your health and fitness journey and all those kinds of things, and you fell in love with the business side. For me personally, I find sometimes that my phase one activities, like my workout, my nutrition, my meal prepping, all that kind of stuff kind of goes to the wayside, because like, I got it, I'm fine. I love myself where I'm at, right? Like, I'm going to work out, I'm going to be healthy, but like, I just want to mentor people. I love this business. I want to be in diamond bets, like all that like fun, exciting stuff. Right. And then I notice my business isn't growing very much, or I feel like I'm not as excited about inviting for some reason. And I go and I look back at my personal journey and I'm like, okay, Larissa, how excited are you right now about what you're inviting to? Right? So like, if you're inviting to your challenge group, because most of the time, most of your best coaches are going to come from challengers. And if I'm inviting to my challenge group and I'm just like not fired up about it, how fired up am I about my own journey? Okay. Am I experiencing the changes that made me excited and made me inchworm towards this business? Am I experiencing that energy burst from being proof of the product? 99.9% of the time, if I'm not feeling it, no, I'm not. Because I'm focusing on the things that aren't focusing on me. I'm focusing on others. So when you are consistently in your own journey, that energy and belief becomes organic. You can invite all day long. Okay. You can show up on your stories all day long. You can push play on your workout. You can show up on your stories with your workout. You can give all the call to actions. But if you're not fired up about what you're doing personally in your own life, nobody's going to want to be a part of it with you. Okay. So take it back to phase one so that your invites and your energy are organic. They're not forced. And that it's organic because you're living it, right? Number two. Consistent personal development. I put it 1,000 times because it is so important. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. Okay. I've always done personal development. My very first book, I listened to The Compound Effect because like back then I was driving to work a lot and audios were the only thing that I could do, like folding laundry. I had a baby on my back in the carrier, listened to a lot of podcasts, listened to some audiobooks here and there, but I never really did consistent personal development until 2020. And isn't that weird how there was like so much more growth in 2020? Like, isn't that funny? So I always did it. I'd always listen to podcasts. I'd always listen to audiobooks. I never finished a book until 2020. And shocker, guys, my team didn't either. We talked about it. We talked about it all the time. Don't get me wrong. I told everyone to read personal development. I did it sometimes. I'd share my takeaways. I'd have awesome takeaways, but I was not consistent with it until 2020. Now I'm obsessed with reading actual books with a highlighter. It's okay if you can't do that. Listen to audiobooks if that's all you can do. But like personally, I'm recommending get a freaking book with a highlighter, sit down for 15 minutes while your pre-workout is kicking in and read. Okay. But I got really consistent with that in 2020, and not just like regular stuff, but like, I feel like your personal development should be definitely something you're struggling with. Your PD needs to make you uncomfortable, and it needs to call you out, and it needs to be when you're reading it or when you're listening to it, you're just like, oh, like that, like feeling attacked kind of thing. Right. And my team got really, really serious about the personal development too, because I did. Shocker. And now they're a freaking bunch of badasses, and coaching them is so much more fun because they're also coaching themselves and my challengers too, right? Like if you want to make your job more fun, you want people to be working on their personal growth, right? So you need to be working on your personal growth. You cannot grow a business if you are not growing yourself. And I truly, truly believe that is a huge reason I myself have such a strong mindset now too. And my team does, and that we saw the success that we did was because of consistent personal development. So make sure every single day, non-negotiable, 15 minutes, doesn't matter. But I personally won't even work with anybody on my team unless they are doing personal development, just because I know when they are doing what they're doing and when they're actually growing, they're always doing PD. And I know when they're always struggling, they're not, right? So don't shoot yourself in the foot, because you have control over that. That's also why PD can be one of the biggest things to skip. So I want you to get honest. Are you kind of doing PD, or are you really? And I personally look at, somebody said this once, they said, books or audiobooks are like food and podcasts are like your supplements. Okay. So that's how I view it too. Like your PD cannot just be podcasts. Like you might disagree with me, but you can't learn and grow through a lesson and through something in your life. And you can't learn a true lesson unless you're reading some sort of personal growth book or audiobook. But podcasts are great. Podcasts are great for a pump up. They're great for just kind of like aha moments. Today, personally, I'm being real. I felt imposter syndrome today, because I had like 4 people reach out to me to speak on their team calls today. And I feel like I suck. Like, I'm just going to be real, because we all go through that. Right. So the first thing I did was I was like, all right, I looked up a podcast. I was like, imposter syndrome. I'm like, I need something on this specific topic to just like fuel me and pump me up and like get me taking action again. Right. They're great for that, but you need a book for something that's going to take you through the journey and help you grow and take action. Okay. I could talk all day about PD because I'm obsessed. And then 3, action. Take action. Action breeds confidence and belief. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. 100%. Because if you're not doing anything, you're thinking about doing something. And when you're thinking about doing something, we overthink. And then we go in this freaking loop all the time. And then we're never taking action that's actually moving the needle forward. Because the thing is when you take that action, whether you succeed or fail, you're going to get more confident. Right? Don't be Hermione sitting in the library reading about soccer. Get on the freaking field and play and get more confident in your playing skills. Okay. All right. And also our mindset on confidence is backwards AF. It's so backwards. We think that the more that the more that we know, or we think the more that we succeed, or we think that the more that we have success, that we're going to become more confident, or we're like waiting for that confidence to happen. We read personal development and we wait to become more confident to go take the action. I'm too scared to do XYZ. I'm not confident enough for XYZ. So we try doing these things that help us gain that confidence, when in reality, the only thing that's going to gain your confidence is stepping out of your comfort zone. It's doing the things, taking action, and learning through it. I am the biggest introvert ever. Might not seem like it right now, but I am. And I have a comfort zone this big. And I was on my team retreat last week, and most of my team think they're introverts, comfort zone this big, who have grown. And we had a new coach who lived in the area who came to our team, or came to our retreat just to hang out with us for a day at the beach. And she said to my coach, Bailey, who's the biggest introvert you'll ever meet in your life. Well, not anymore. She's grown. But she said to her, she's like, you guys are just all so confident. And Bailey like laughed a little bit and she's like, no. And then we like had this big, huge thing and discussion, how we talked about how you grow into that. You have to do the things that scare you. Okay. You can't just wait to become confident. You can't think people are confident. You can't think that they have something that you don't. The fact is they probably just stepped out of their comfort zone a little bit more, or maybe they're on their chapter 25 while you're on your chapter 1, and that's okay. Okay. So what helps others on the team? So I've tweaked this presentation 1,000 times, but I originally made this for my team, and I shared things from other leaders on my team of like, if your self-belief or your confidence or your mindset is shaky, what are some things that help you? And you guys might have seen the thread that Gabby posted in your team page, but I'm going to share some of those things, and there's probably even more answers on there if you want to go read those. But for me personally, if I'm feeling like my mindset sucks, because it's going to happen, it happens, but you have to know things that are going to help you get out of it. For me, personal development. Like I said, when I felt that way earlier, podcast, I needed something to speak on that. Hype up calls. I was so tired before this call, you guys. I was looking right before you introduced me, I was looking in my drawer for a packet of Energized to like dry shot just sitting right here. But like either speaking on a call or getting on a call or something like that, especially when I don't want to, brings my mindset back. Learning and hearing stories of other successful coaches and their struggles. Okay. A lot of the time, if your mindset stinks or you're feeling like you suck or something like that, it's again, because you're maybe subconsciously comparing yourself to somebody else. You're seeing her success and yada, yada, yada. But I love hearing successful coaches' struggles. I love hearing how hard it is for them. And I love hearing how much they struggled, not because I'm like happy they struggled, but because it inspires me to know, okay, I don't have to stay here at step 3 in the valley of despair, and I can get through this, and they got through this, and it's inspiring. And those are the things that kind of help my mindset. Gives you a reality check. When we're comparing ourselves, it's like social media, you guys. When you're comparing yourself to someone on social media, that's not reality. That's not real. And the more that you focus on that, the more you're going to get down. So hearing that helps. And then action. Again, your action could be going live in your challenge group, going live in your team page, going out and, maybe sharing a transformation photo or things like that. That action it does, helps my mindset. Gabby shared PD and reading her devotional, leaning out of the news and into podcasts or audiobooks, right? Adrian said, when I revisit my why and checking into the online community, pulling strength from the team. Yes. Somebody said something recently, and I think it was Moira. She said, maybe, I don't know, but she said, pulling, when she didn't have that belief, she pulled belief from her mentor, right? Or others on her team until she could find her own. And that's what's so great about what we do in the community. M said, doing a pulse check on myself, how I'm doing in my journey always gives me clarity on why I'm struggling and leaning in. Yes, I'm obsessed with clarity and leaning in. So like, I'm here for that answer. And then also do not base your belief on results or wins. That is a recipe to kill your mindset and momentum when things get tough. Okay. I was really bad at this for years. I let the pendulum swing too high both ways. So I would celebrate the successes like so much and so great, but also the failures were so hard and so deep of valleys, right? So it's like when you're on your peak, you feel great, but then when you're in the valley, you feel like crap. Don't let the pendulum swing too high, and don't base your success only on the results or wins, because guess what? You're not going to keep having results or wins unless you have those tough valleys to come up from. Okay? Stop looking at peak and way here and have your peak right here, because when they're in the valley, you need somewhere to come up from to get to your next peak. Okay. So that's a tip I want to give you guys, because I see it happen all the time. It's a recipe for success, is thinking that you're only successful when you're having successes. Okay. So why are you doing it? Why are you doing this? Why are you here? Right? Why are you wanting to help people? Why are you wanting to grow your business? What are you wanting to create for your family? In the beginning, I said one of those real things that is actually, stopping your success or stopping from growing is that you might not have a strong enough why. If you have a why for doing what scares you, you will figure out the how. You don't need to know the how until you have the why that is pushing you. Okay. And I love that I think, who was it? Adrian said something about her why, like when you forget your why. Obviously, if you don't have anything that is triggered or like is tied to you emotionally to get you fired up, of course, when you're feeling crappy or you're feeling like you don't want to do the things or you're feeling like it's hard, of course, you're not going to want to do it. Why would you? Right? So you need to figure out why. What is that? And your why can absolutely change. Oh my gosh. Yes. For a long time, you guys, my why was a Disney trip with my daughter for her 4th birthday. Like my oldest daughter. So this was like 4 years ago. And it was because Disney, to me, I'm obsessed with Disney, by the way. I have a tattoo right here. We were taking her for her first birthday. And to me, Disney was always stressful because everything was so expensive and we could not, like, we weren't, rolling in the dough by any means. So to me, it's like $18 for a water bottle or, a $17 churro. I'm exaggerating, but so like thinking about us taking her for her 4th birthday, I wanted that shit to be magical. And when I thought about it, it stressed me out because I didn't want to have a mental calculator in my head of how much it was costing us. So my why for a really long time was something as simple as visualizing that Disney trip and being able to go with ease, being able to not worry about how much we spent, being able to buy the souvenir that she wanted, and just being able to enjoy the trip feeling like, or freely, right? That was my why. And when I didn't want to hop on one-on-one calls and I didn't want to invite, I pictured that moment and I pictured me not being a frantic mess. And that pushed me, right? And of course that changes. It should change in every season of your life because not the same thing is always going to push you or pull you to do the things that you don't want to do. So make sure that you're kind of like Em said, pulse checking yourself and checking what your why is and checking if that's something that still resonates. And you have the power to change that. There is no rule book and you do not sign that shit in blood. You can change it whenever you want. Okay. But it has to be something that is motivating you and that is making you do those things, right? It's not the how can I do this, it's why am I doing this, and let your why drive your action, okay? So now I want you guys to drop in the comments if there's anything in this call that you feel like maybe you want to improve on or that you're not doing or that you want to do more of or things like that, that you're going to focus on or do that will help you get to the top-notch mindset and ramp up your belief in what you're offering people, right? Is it more consistent personal development? Is it taking more action? Is it figuring out what your why is? Is it leaning in more? Is it doing the things that scare you, right? I just want everyone to put in something that may have resonated with you. Taking more action. I love it. I think that's it. I think that's all I have. Oh, I drank all my water. Oh, I don't know where Gabby went. There it is. Having a much more abundance mindset as a leader. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You are abundant. There you go. Oh gosh. Does anybody have any questions about anything? I see you.
Okay, wait. We're gonna cut you off.
Oh no, I was done. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh my God. Okay, thank God. Oh my God. I literally saw 7%. I'm like, I have time. Like, I clearly did not have time. I hate. I'm like, it's still recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, this is why I can't. Anyway, okay, so you're done.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Perfect timing.
Cool. Awesome. So yes, you guys, like this was on fire. Like, I feel like this is exactly what we needed. It's so funny because I was talking to Emma earlier, and if you guys have questions, type them in the chat box, for Larissa. But I feel like this is so on point because I was talking to Emma about like, being pregnant and not having the energy and like all of the things. And what it comes down to is just like my mindset has been like so off. And I truly think that's what it was. And I leaned in, I posted it in this page, and some girl recommended a podcast. Listened to it on the way home, and I was texting Emma literally at a red light, like, holy shit. I was like, you guys, I was like, this is exactly what I needed. Like, and so that just to me proved to me that it's not that I'm lacking energy, it's that I'm lacking belief in my mindset and not literally my why drives your action. Like, so you have to get really clear on your why and find that personal development podcast, whatever it is, reach out to your coach and lean in, because that, I'm not even joking. If you are not listening to personal development and you want a thriving business, you won't have a thriving business without personal development. It is so hard without it.
A thriving life, like just a life. Like, even my husband doesn't do anything with this business, but he started listening to personal development the last couple of years. And it's just so nice because like having those like conversations, and I'm like, God, why does not everybody do this?
I try to do it, but whatever. I'm not going to force him. But I loved that, you said knowledge is, I put this, but what I wrote down is like, you talked about knowledge, like knowledge is power, applied knowledge is power. I wrote this is that Invites will be invites, okay? If like they'll literally be, you could send out 100 invites, but it'll literally be at zero if you reek disbelief and a bad mindset. So like all of those invites that you're sending, if you're forcing yourself to send them just because it's another check off your tracker, you know, that's gonna reek on your Instagram, on your social media, that you're just doing the damn thing. But they have to have that belief in you. And if you're not presenting that in an authentic, organic way on social media, it's not gonna show in your invites either, or in your posts, or in your social media, right? So I can literally, it's so funny you said that, because I can watch other coaches' stories and be like, something's off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ever watch and you're like, something's off. Like, I don't really know. So it does show whether you think it doesn't or not. But yeah, it honestly, Diamond, if you think it's hard, it will be hard. And you're going to duplicate that to your coaches, that Diamond is hard. And that's not what you want, right? So, and then vital behaviors on repeat, literally, if you, like, I talked about this on the new coach call yesterday, is that vital behaviors on repeat. Like, if you feel like you're struggling mentally, physically, or whatever, you need to go back to number one. All right. You need to go back to number one, realign with you and being the product of the product, and focus on personal development. Honestly, the two most important things for yourself in this business is number one and number four, which is personal development. Okay. Those are the two that, if I promise you, if you stick to those, you will feel so aligned with inviting and connecting and making, you know, new friends on social media and feeling organic to invite them to your community, right? Because you freaking love the products, you're thriving in your life and in your business, and then you're getting all of the amazing knowledge and, you know, personal development that you need in order to be a good human, not even for your business, just like a good wife, a good daughter, a good, you know, mom. Like, personal development is not just for business. It's like, honestly, that is the one thing that I would say I gained the most out of this was personal development. So yeah, but girls, do you want to add anything else? It's just like my notes that I took.
I actually do. Wow, I loved this so much. And I also have been a coach for 7 years. So I feel like I can relate to so many things. My son's 8. I have a 4-year-old, super into like Harry Potter. He's going to soccer practice. Like, I just felt like this was so aligned with everything. But I love this because I was just talking to my boyfriend about everything. And I felt like I wasn't showing up as the best challenger in my groups. And something that I felt like was, it was harder for me to invite because I wasn't excited about my groups. And like you said, like, if you're not excited, and now my group is like on fire, like Jody's in it, like so many of the girls are in it. And I haven't been like, I've been super consistent with my Shakeology, realizing that this has actually been helping me so much more with like anxiety and things like that. And I feel like now it's more like my challengers are also reading PD, and before they weren't. And so I think also beyond coaching, like pouring this into your challengers, one, because then that's also going to help them when they decide to coach, right? Because we don't always get into coaching right away. I started for the discount too, didn't want anything to do with this. Here I am. But yeah, I just loved all this. I literally took like 4 pages of notes, and I love the action item that you gave. And I feel like that's just something tangible that we can do in any season of life, and almost like every 3 months or something. But thank you for this. I feel like I almost want to share this with my challenge group, because mindset is everything. And I actually had a challenger say that to me. She was like, something that I've been lacking is mindset. And she was like, now that I have this new mindset, I can actually do my workouts every single day and do all these things. So thank you for just pouring into us tonight and taking time away from your family. I so appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. Also, side note though, Holly, I think I love you because your picture is Dunder Mifflin and Pizza Planet. So just a quick side note. But no, that's honestly kind of where I'm at right now too, Emma, is like my, like I was losing joy in my challenge group because I got so focused on helping my team and like all that kind of stuff. And like, if that's anything in this business, and it's just, there's always, I hate the word balance. It's not a balance. Everything kind of works together, but like you have to gut check, you have to realign. Like I that's kind of what I got from both of what you guys just said that I love, is just like realign, right? Like realign with what you're doing, what brings you joy, all of that kind of stuff. So awesome. Anybody have any other questions or anything like that?
Yes, I will, Jody. We'll post it in the team pages tomorrow, probably. Well, yeah, tomorrow. But literally, Larissa, thank you so much. And I can totally relate to the guest speaker imposter syndrome, because I will like reach out to a coach and be like, hey, do you want to guest speak on my team call? And they're like, oh my God, I want you on my team call. I've been like craving to ask you. And I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm like, what do you mean?
I know. There were three today. It was today. 3 superstar coaches reached out to me to speak on their team calls. And I was like, and I even texted my coach and I was like, help me. So it's just.
But it's crazy. Oh, I thought I was muted. But it's crazy because you guys, when you start to get to be a leader and do all of these things, like I asked Ashley Fatout to guest speak for us, and she's going to in April. And hopefully, I think she will in April. And I'd love for Jody to. And like I remember when Emma asked me to guest speak, because she couldn't be there for a team call. She had to take her kids somewhere. And I was like, yeah, no biggie, like whatever. And then literally it was game changer. I was like, I'm speaking on every call. Because
I actually thought today, as I was like, because it's been I speak on team calls here and there and stuff, but it's been a while since I've been doing like a lot of them. And I thought today, I was like, I'm going to go in my Diamond chat and I'm going to challenge them to go speak on other people's team calls. I'm like, I don't know who they're going to talk to. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but like they need to go do it, because action breeds confidence.
It's so true.
Yeah.
That was what got me to be like, oh my gosh, like I can do this. Like that was my confidence booster, which is why when I see girls on the team thriving and really killing it, I'm like, I need you to come and guest speak on the team so that the other girls can see like this is what it is about. Like you are growing as a leader, you are becoming confident. But it's so true. So I just want to share that. Like you are going to be like an imposter. It happens, but you are not. Okay, like people wouldn't ask you to guest speak if they didn't think that you were a complete badass. Okay, so yes. But thank you so much, Larissa. And if you guys have any questions for her, you think of something, just let me know and I'll ask her. But amazing. And I love you guys. And then Diamond group that will post tomorrow on the team page, so you guys have all the details. Okay, but thank you so much for being on. Love you guys, and go be amazing.